Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. First order I got going out today is a set of James Patterson books. It's Murder Wives, Murder something creepy. Women's Murder Club. I think Jen wants to be a member of that on most days because she's with me. And that's going out to, and I don't know why it won't stick in my brain. I think it's Joan Lowry, from the infamous Lowrys, but the reason it gets jumbled in my brain, and I've asked her multiple times, is it Joan or Joanne, is because I worked at a place called Joanne's Fudge, spelt the same way as her name. I used to make fudge. But the person that Joanne's Fudge is named after, spelt like it is in the business, her name is Joan. So spelt Joanne, name is Joan, and then the fudge business is Joanne. And I think the story behind that is that so many people kept calling it Joanne's, even though it was Jones, that they just said, forget it, we're just gonna run with it. Just to bring it back around, the point I was making in maybe last video, no, it couldn't have been last video, few videos ago, is that fees on larger items can eat you up. So Joan actually saw that video, reached out and said, hey, oh yeah, let's work outside of eBay. So anybody out there that ever wants to buy something with me, from me, feel free. If you're comfortable, if you're not comfortable with it, that's okay too. We can work through eBay. That's what I do for a living. But if you are comfortable with it, you can save me a couple bucks and I can give you a better deal if we work outside of eBay. And so for this set of books right here, this James Patterson set of books, it was $79.99, free shipping. Again, thank you so much for the purchase. I very much appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the books. I did notice that another comment you left that you said you are a book lover, so I think you will. There's a reason James Patterson sells as many books as he does. He writes good books. But for this set of books, $79.99, free shipping, there was, and I took a photo just so I could remember by not remembering, the fees were going to be $12.38. And then because it's free shipping, I still was going to have to take the shipping costs out of that. So that isn't nothing. That's a decent amount of money, decent amount of your profits. And there still will be a fee from whatever payment service we work through, PayPal or Cash App or Venmo. Those fees still exist, but the additional fees are gone. So I save about $10. So I appreciate you working outside eBay with me. I hope you enjoy the books. Those are going to get sent out today. And I appreciate your constant and continuous support of the channel. It does really mean a lot to me. Next thing going out, if I can get my life together here, and actually before that, I did ask, and people said that they could not notice the fan being on low. So that's going to stay on now. That's a big plus. But if it does become noticeable or annoying, let me know. I'll kick it off. It doesn't bother me that much to sweat to death for about 45 minutes. But next up, B3A is a vintage Russ Troll doll. It's the equestrian, I think is what it is. This one right here, or it's a, what do they call that? A jockey? Equestrian horse riding jockey. There we go. Troll doll, red hair. And for that little guy, $10.99 free shipping. Next thing going out on A5 is some vintage Dyna Kids boots. A1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dyna Kids boots right here. And those are just too cute. Ready for a boot stomping boogie. $12.99 plus shipping. Those must have been right over the line. Next thing going out on B4 is a Texas Instruments B1, 2, 3, 4 TI-83. I think it's TI-83. TI-89. There we go. TI-89. I have no clue where I got that, how much I paid for it, but I always pick up graphing calculators if they're functional or they appear that they're going to be functional. $29.99 free shipping for that one. And actually this time of year, graphing calculators do fabulous because it's the going back to school time of year. So that's a great time to have those listed. Actually, a month ago would have been a great time to have them listed. Now is a great time to sell them. And this one, woo, it's awesome. Last video I mentioned I was working through a deal with a potential buyer that he wanted to buy 2 lots of video games. and I was going to give him a bargain plus, you know, a deal on the shipping, refund the difference on the shipping. And then the deal fell through because one of the lots sold full asking price. Sorry for him, great for me. And then the very next day, other set sold full asking price. So it is Ratchet and Clank 1 through 4 for PS2. This set right here, all of them with manuals and posters. I think 2 of them came with a poster. But for this set right here, again, it's your classic platformer game, just like Jak and Daxter, Spyro, any of those. I do enjoy that style of game, but I never really got into this one. I was a Spyro guy. That's the one I played, at least for PS1, PS2 era. And for that lot right there, $79.99 plus shipping. That's awesome. They paid a significant amount in shipping, so I think I'll make a few bucks there. No, it's not heavy enough to go into a regional A, but I still might use a regional A because every once in a while I'll do that. I'll pay the extra 30 cents, 40 cents, whatever it is, to bump it up to regional A just because the box fits perfectly. And I don't have to use one of my boxes. I don't have to take the time to resize a different USPS box. Because the other option I would use is maybe resize a shoebox, bring it down, or resize a number 7, again, bring it down. But sometimes the 30 cents isn't worth the extra time to resize the box, in my opinion. Not a super busy day, so I'll probably resize one today. But just something to keep in mind, regional A's, it's just a really good box. I did hear one time from Craigslist Hunter, right? Pete Craigslist Hunter, yes. Most of you probably know who that is. He's a OG in the space. He said that he will actually, if I can get one out, he will actually split the seam on this and turn the box inside out and just ship it that way as a normal priority box. That is definitely against the rules, because you are not allowed to manipulate flat rate and regional boxes. That's 100% against the rules, but he's been doing this a long time. He says he does it all the time and never has a problem. That could really come down to your carrier, your local office. If you walk in and they recognize that it's a regional A, they could just say, no, you're not allowed to do that. So I'm not willing to take that risk. He says he does it all the time, and again, he's been doing this a lot longer than I have. Like a decade longer than I have, maybe more than that. So take that for what it is. If you want to try it, that's up to you. I'm never going to do that. Next thing going out, I'll grab it first. Okay, so next up is a Pyrex Pyrex Daisy Cinderella set of 4 sunflower pattern. It's 411, 408, I don't know, bunch of 4 somethings. But right here, Pyrex. And let me get one with the actual pattern on it. There we go. Sunflowers. And this is in pretty good condition. I went back and forth with the buyer, and you see why I grabbed it first. This precarious if I would have grabbed it all at once. But for that set of 4 right there, $110.50 plus shipping. Original list price $129.99. I went back and forth. I really didn't want to go below $114.99. Because creeping up into 4th quarter, this is the type of thing that you would definitely get full asking price. I've seen listings sell for $40 more than what I got, $50 more than what I got. I paid $15 for all of it. And I'm in the mood to make money. So I don't want to stick out for an extra 2 months just to make an extra $10, $15. That's not worth it, especially even though it's a higher dollar item. That's a pretty large footprint that took up. They didn't pay a ton in shipping, so I'm thinking I'm going to hit right on that break even with shipping. I don't think I'll owe any money, but I definitely won't make any money on the shipping, because that one's going to take a lot of work. And I won't show you exactly, but to walk you through what my process would be with something like this, I would individually small bubble each one of these, so that they still fit inside of each other just like this. Then I would again small bubble over all of them to lock them together, kind of sandwich all the small bubble together. And then I will probably medium bubble over top of that. And then I will some combination of large bubble. Usually I'll put a large bubble base into the box, paper, put it into its position, paper around to lock it into wherever it is, and then a large bubble across the top. And the reason I layer small bubble with medium bubble or small bubble with large bubble is because if you jump right to the medium bubble or the large bubble, the gap, let me get a piece here, the gap between the bubbles is so large that one of the edges of either the pour spouts or just the edge of the bowl is going to work its way in between the bubbles and have zero protection. Absolutely none. So when you put the small bubble on first, it not only pushes the bubble out, so it gives it a buffer between, it also, just in case something happens to contact right in between, it protects that as well. Switching to that process has eliminated breakage almost 100%. I probably used to have I don't know, these are made up numbers that I'm just guessing. I probably had somewhere around a 1% breakage rate before, and now it's a fraction of a percent. Once I've switched to always small bubble, then something else beyond that, it's eliminated, I would say 100%, but I did just have something break not that long ago. It was a teacup and saucer. It was a bummer. It is what it is. Also, because I am speaking of the bad end of eBay, you know, not everything's rainbow and sunshines, but mostly it is. So I try not to fixate on those things, which people tend to do. Fixate on the bad, not on the good. It's very minimal. We did have a return. It was this Fujifilm digital camera. They said it wasn't functioning, and it 100% functions. So in that scenario, I feel bad for the buyer, because not only do I not have to refund the original shipping cost, I also don't have to refund the return shipping cost. So on a $30 item, it costs them $20-something in shipping, that they do not get that money back. They could try. They could go to eBay and try. They won't, because it functions. I could take a video of functioning and send it to eBay, and they would have no chance of getting that money. But I feel bad, because they thought the item didn't work. It totally works. User error, whatever it was. If they had taken an extra day or some extra time and said, hey, this isn't working, can we, you know, try to figure this out, work through it, they probably would have just got it to turn on and wouldn't have to deal with any of this. But I feel bad for them at this point, even though it's a return. And I also took an offer, so I'm going to make money on this. I'm going to list it. I won't take an offer next time, and it is what it is. Here's a fun one, though. Solve a little, I won't call it an argument. Solve a little, let's call it an argument. Let's call it what it is. Solve an argument between Jen and I, okay? You guys weigh in. Am I right? Is she right? Let's see. She's already looking at me like she knows I'm right,
No.
and she's going to be mad by the results.
No.
No? Oh, no? No? Okay. So, let me grab one so we can see what I'm talking about. Do you know where these are located? B2. Look at her. Oh, right in front of my face. That's of course what it would be. Got these Wilton cake toppers right here. And then there's the other part. And what it is like this. Wilton cake decorating. You would decorate your cake, build out your cake. You know, I'm not a baker, but these instructions tell you how to do it. Complete instructions for baking and decorating Superman or Batman. And you take the face, this face, and the middle part, and there. And these are instructions on how to do the frosting and all the above. Now, Jen listed these, and she did not believe that anyone would have any interest in the instructions. And I said, that's silliness. I would have, of course, included, because we had a Superman set. We had two Superman sets.
2 Superman, 1 Batman.
We had 2 Superman sets, 1 Batman set, and these are from, these are actual,
1977.
she says, even though I'm trying to zoom in here, actual DC Comics products from 1977. So these are getting on antique, because I swear, 50 years, antique. I'm calling it. I don't care what anybody else says. But actual DC comic product. So 2 reasons why I thought people would want it included. 1, if they're actually going to bake these cakes, these instructions might be helpful. 2, is an actual DC product from 1977. So if someone's buying it as a DC collectible, they also might want it. So what do you think? Are you voting Drew or are you voting Jen? Put in the comments, even if you just want to put one word, vote Drew, vote Jen. Should we have included these instructions in one of the listings? Or are you a rogue and you say, oh no, I would list those instructions just by themselves? Maybe we'll go that route. Because at this point, I know neither one of us pulling that listing down to redo it. So it's either going trash or getting listed by itself. So vote Drew or Jen. So I boxed up the Pyrex set and the books to get them out of the way. Weird thing happened. Not so much weird, just, sure, weird thing happened. When I went to print a label for the books, because I was working outside of eBay, I used Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship sometimes is cheaper than eBay, but the amounts and the times that it's cheaper, it doesn't make sense for me to check every single order and see between them. But the weird thing, to get back to my point, is that I've been having Jen pack up one order a day so that just in case something happens, I break my arm, I get sick, whatever, that if the worst happens, the store could still keep functioning. And we figure if she just does one thing a day, after a few months of that, she will be fairly capable of doing it herself. So she goes to print the label, and then I go, while I'm packing up the other one, I sit it down. I don't want to show any address or anything. And I see that the label says Parcel Select. So I give the old eye roll and I say, hey Jen, you got the wrong label on here. You need medium mail. Because on Pirate Ship, there's always it'll give you the cheapest or best option, but there's a drop-down menu and you can pick whichever one you want. Turns out, unfortunately, we before finding this out, we canceled that label and then messed up and ordered another one and ended up buying 3 labels and canceling 2 of them. It was a ton of fun. But in this scenario, Parcel Select was actually cheaper than medium mail by a little over $1. I would have never considered that. I would have never thought that was possible. Something I will check going forward on my larger boxes of books, larger book orders, Parcel Select through Pirate Ship sometimes is cheaper than even medium mail, and that's technically an upgraded service. I can't imagine there's much difference. The only upgrade to that service is the long end, because they always give a window range, you know. Priority is 2 to 3 day shipping, 1 to 3 day shipping, whatever they call it. Parcel is, you know, whatever their time limit is, and medium mail has the longest long range. If they want, they could throw that to the side and leave it there for a month. That's how medium mail works. But in this scenario, Parcel Select was cheaper. I will, as I said, check that from now on. Next thing going out on B5 is the other Farberware grill rack from an Farberware Open Hearth. When I parted them out, I did not think these would sell, but this is the second one to sell within a couple weeks. Don't do that, it makes a really weird noise. Still making it. And for that item right there, $6.99 plus shipping. Not a ton of money, but when you're parting something out, you're looking at it as a aggregate total. Next thing going out on A3 is a vintage Lord Buxton A3 wallet. I think there's 2 wallets in this container here. And there is, look at me go. And both of these wallets I got out of a free box. And this is a Lord Buxton. I know it says somewhere, yeah, there we go. Lord Buxton convertible wallet. And it's not in the best condition, but it's in pretty good. But like I said, I got both of those out of a free box, if I'm remembering correctly. And for that one right there, $29.99 free shipping. Do not pass by the free box. Free means that they think it's worthless, or free means that they think someone doesn't have a value set on that item. But for me, that is good money. Free into $29.99 free shipping. I mean, that's all profit. Next thing going out on C5 is a vintage Tupperware, I think it said snack and serve. And now I forgot what shelf I said. It's over here. Good thing I can see it. Don't know why my voice is talking like that. That's not how I speak. Okay, I'll stop now. This Tupperware right here. What are they calling that one? Snack Store. There's a misspelling in the listing. It's all good. Snack Store 514. And that rhymes. Red bottom, sheer top. And for that right there, $15.99 free shipping. I sent out an offer. I think it was listed $17.99. And this will get a loop of small bubble, and it will go in a poly bag. This, because it is plus shipping, will just go into a priority box. Next thing going out, C2 is a 3-pole circuit breaker. C1, 2. This one right here. Grabbed this from my dad's garage sale stuff. I said, this is worth too much to put in a garage sale. I gave him 10 bucks for it. Jen listed it, and it sold within, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, because I took an offer of $40 free shipping. Not a ton of profit, but I mean, if something can sell, you list it and it sells, the profits can be much, much less, because it doesn't take up any space. The turnover is quick. It actually sat on the shelf to be listed for 3 weeks. So probably could have sold it a lot sooner. Unfortunately, it's a free shipper, and it's going to Santa Ana, California. So as far as free shippers go, it's going to cost me a little more than I'd like, but it is what it is. Sometimes you ship it a couple towns over. Sometimes you ship it across the country. It is what it is. Next thing going out, B2A, banded agate earrings. B2A. And let's see, it's going to be in one of these bags. Not that one. Ah, on a card and everything. Look at my lady go, making it look fancy. She actually, Jen, for a while, she goes from craft to craft. She's a crafty lady, but she doesn't like to do one for very long. So for a while, her craft was polymer clay. And she started making little trinkets like earrings and necklaces and keychains, stuff like that. So she got a bunch of cards to put them on, and she was selling them on Marketplace. It was fun. She got bored with that craft, moved on to the next one. But now we have a bunch of cards that we can put earrings and other things like that on. Necklaces. Just looks a little better when it arrives, looks a little more professional. So for those banded agate earrings in amber red, $13.99 free shipping. That is again from the $5 Ziploc of jewelry I bought. As you see, there's a running theme going with that. It seems like every video I got 1 or 2 things from that lot. Next thing going out, it's a book. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Right here. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn with the dust jacket. It's a book club edition. I was thinking that was a first edition, but it's a book club edition. If you have that book as a first edition, that is a very, very good book to find, because even for a book club edition with the dust jacket, 1943, $24.99 free shipping. For a book, that's good money. And next thing going out on B5 is a women's V-Frass scarf right here in the scarf bag. And I've been selling an odd amount of scarves lately. I don't know if people are preparing for the season, or maybe in some weird area of the country it's already getting colder. I don't know. I live in the north, so I can't imagine that's happening. Where's it going? Maybe I can find out. Well, I mean, it's going to Maryland. Not far enough north that they need scarves yet, but this is the 3rd scarf in like 2 weeks I've sold. Very weird. This brand is deceiving. This is deceptive, because they look fancy. They're made in Germany. And when I picked them up, I said, made in Germany, you know, I'll get these. This one is worth picking up because it's in Burberry pattern. I mean, it's not Burberry, so therefore it's not the Burberry pattern, but it is a good seller to have the Burberry pattern. $17.99 free shipping for that one. And I have this black one here, and I think I had one more, but those are more of the $9.99 free shippers. And if you buy them at the Salvation Army or Goodwill and you're paying $2.99, $3.99, $9.99 free shipping is not okay. But $17.99 free shipping, that's tolerable. I'll take that, because that's where I did get these Salvation Army. So I paid either $2.99 or on half off day, of course I would have paid half off of that. And then last thing going out on B4 is a vintage Tupperware Cervalier B1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's this little guy. The picture made it very deceptive because it's zoomed in. I thought it was one of the larger ones, but it's this little tiny one. And for that right there, it's a 1297, $16.99 free shipping. As far as Tupperware goes, the best sellers are the Cervalier. Easy to identify. They have this ribbed top. Even the lids, and in some cases, just the lid is a better sale than the whole item because the shipping difference can be, you know, for one of the big ones of these, you end up having to throw it maybe in a box, or it ends up being over first class. And in that case, taking the lid off and just selling the lid is your better option. All right, so it's Friday. Gonna get the rest of these packed up, off to the post office. Try to edit a couple videos so I can not have to worry about that for a few days. And then, like I said, it's Friday, so it's family night. Jen's pick. Of course, she'll probably pick a movie. I hope she picks a movie. I don't know. My family's just not built to play games together, I think. I think everyone's too competitive. Some of us are a little too sensitive. All those things don't make for good gameplay. But I think it's going to be a movie. And dinner, fun note, cannot be McDonald's. That's a big plus. They tore our McDonald's down. Don't worry, to build a new one. But at least for a couple months, I don't have to eat McDonald's every single Friday. Oh, and before I forget, I made a promise to a special viewer out there that I'd give him a closer look at my Dinosaur poster that's normally up here. And I don't know if this will come through, but it's a lenticular. So I don't think on camera it picks it up. But it's very, very 3D. Like right now, I'm about 3 inches away, but it looks in my eye like I'm touching the dinosaur. So I don't know if you can pick up on the 3D nature of the picture on camera, but very cool. I actually got this at a garage sale for Michael, and it ended up on the shelf, and then that's where it lives. I love it. I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was a kid, so dinosaurs are still my jam. Life kind of has a way of letting you know. It's sad, but life has a way of letting you know that you're, you know, being a paleontologist, it sounds fun, but it's honestly, it's not a good job. You make almost no money unless you're at the very top. You don't really find or dig up dinosaur bones. You usually just spend most of the time in a lab. Not to rain on anybody's parade out there. Dinosaurs are still awesome, but now I through reality, enjoy them in things of pictures and movies, not so much schlepping in a hole in the middle of Egypt or something like that. But definitely was my very first, that's what I'm going to do when I grow up. Fun story for me, not my dad. I was practicing to be a paleontologist in our backyard, and I start digging in the sandbox, digging in like around the swing set, and I go, oh my, there's a brick down here. There's a brick. This must be an ancient something. And I dig up all the bricks that were down there that my dad had put down there to put the sand on top of so that the sand would stay in the backyard, and then it ruined it. So that was probably the end. That was probably the end. I realized, well, I'm not gonna find buried treasure, I'm not gonna find dinosaurs in my backyard, and it was over. Well, that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.